I have 5 books in order that will help you either get started in acting or make you a better actor. So if you're a young actor, or you're somebody that wants to get into acting, how do you do that? How do you build a good foundation if you're starting in acting? And how do you work your way up to the next level? Some people started with just watching their favorite movies, and they replicate or they take things that other actors do and they do it in other scenes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think the best way for somebody to start or to somebody to level up, quote unquote, your acting is to educate yourself. So starting with level 1, I actually have 2 books that I would recommend for somebody that is completely new and completely starting acting and wants to get into the business and wants to get on a camera or get on stage. I recommend 2 books. I recommend How to Stop Acting by Harold Guskin and Sanford Meisner on Acting by Sanford Meisner. Sanford Meisner is known as one of the greats when it comes to teaching artists. He was a pioneer when it came to using your imagination in theater. A big thing back in the day, which you have heard if you know what method acting is emotional recall, which quickly, it's just using things in your past to make you feel an emotion in a scene. And some people for a long time and still today are like, yeah, that's a good way to do it. You should do it like that. And there's other people that are like, no, your dead dog doesn't deserve that. That memory should not be tainted for this one scene. And Sanford Meisner was like, you need to use your imagination, because with your imagination, there are no bounds. There are no limits. You can run out of memories and things to be sad about, but with your imagination, it's infinite. One of his big things was the magic if. Let's say you have a scene. You have a point in the scene where you have to get really emotional. The director wants you to be really emotional in this thing, but you don't want to just be emotional and project emotion. You want it to actually come from somewhere. So he would say, use the magic if. So come up with a scenario of people that are in your life and use an imaginary circumstance into the scene so it becomes more truthful for you. Main focus on this book, using your imagination, listening, and telling the truth. This book is really good for a quick blueprint on how to do acting or how to use little tools to make yourself a better actor. By better actor, I mean being more truthful. One of my favorite exercises that I use to this day if I'm in a scene or if I'm learning lines too, it helps me with learning lines as well, is there is a point in the book when Harold Guskin talks about when you are rehearsing a scene and you finish your line, improvise a couple of more lines after that line as the character, because it's going to help you understand what actions are working. If you're working with a scene partner, it's going to help you ground yourself into the scene. It depends on what you're improvising about. If you're improvising about the environment around you, if you're improvising about your scene partner or how you're feeling, you're able to sink more into the scene and you're able to connect with your partner more, because anything can happen. You don't know what's going to happen next if you're improvising the next couple lines. So it's great exercises. It's things that are going to help you try stuff differently, and it's going to help you get out of that rut, especially when you're starting, because you don't want to just copy somebody else's emotion. You want to be able to do things for yourself. Now, the second book that I would recommend for somebody that's intermediate, so somebody that has done a couple of maybe short films or have done things with their friends, or they've done a couple community plays, they've done musicals or shows in their high school or anything like that, and they want to get into auditioning, and they want to audition in the real world to get something that has a little bit more stakes or a little bit more budget or with people that they don't know. I recommend this book, Audition Psych 101 by Michael Kostroff. This book is a lifesaver. I would even recommend this for experts too. This book is absolutely so amazing to read when it comes to auditioning. It is such a fresh air of relief in the mentality of the audition process. Like, you realize as an actor that 90% of your job is auditioning. It's actually the only job that you have, and the show itself is the reward for doing your job, which is auditioning and auditioning well. No actor likes auditioning. There are very, 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 very few actors that actually enjoy auditioning. It is a very stressful, very awkward, very weird process. This book has actually helped me book many jobs. because it helped me get out of my head right before the audition. I'm going to do a whole video on probably each of these books, especially this book, because there are so many things that I think are really, really helpful for actors that are starting, or like actors that are really stressed and they don't know what to do when they are auditioning. It's something that is in all of us. So 10 out of 10, absolutely recommend this book. Also for intermediate, I would say this is an introduction to the Alexander technique, which is a movement-based technique. So if you're just starting still, kind of like in the beginner intermediate, and you like all these acting things that you're learning about, this is a really cool way to use your body in the most effective way possible. It's your instrument. You really need to take care of it. So this is a really great book to help you take care of your instrument while you were learning about acting. Now, last but certainly not least, these are for any experts, top tier actors, so people that have been in the industry for a little bit. Maybe they went to college for it, or they got a degree in it. This is a very heavy book, but it is very, very important when it comes to why theater and art must go on and the purpose for it. This is The Empty Space by Peter Brook. For me, at least, I had to read a couple sentences a couple of times, really kind of grasp it and understand it. So when you're looking at this as an actor and as a performer, you're thinking, okay, what am I going to do in this scene to serve the play? So this is a great way to define what theater or what art you are working for and what art you want to show. Here are the 5 books that I recommend for 3 different tiers of acting. You could take everything from those books. You could take nothing from those books. It is completely what is going to serve you and what's going to help you have the most authentic and truthful performance you can have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.